let's take a look at how you can use ChatGPT to quickly create PowerPoint presentations. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you a strategy where you use just one prompt and you end up with your PowerPoint presentation, which is a very decent draft, and then you can enhance it to your own desire. Now, I need to make a comment about the models that are available as of the time of this recording. There are 3 models. You have GPT-4o mini, you have GPT-4, and then GPT-4o. Now, the strategy I'm going to show you doesn't really work well for GPT-4o mini, and that's because it doesn't allow you to download any file or even upload the file. But beyond that, the other 2, GPT-4 and then GPT-4o, it works really nicely. And so what that implies is you should have a premium account for ChatGPT. So now let's take a look at how this strategy works. And I'm going to illustrate 3 different scenarios. The first scenario is where you actually have ChatGPT provide you the content for your presentation. The second scenario is where you're using a link to provide the content. And then the third scenario is where you upload a document. So let's start off with the scenario where you want ChatGPT itself to provide the content. Now, for that to really work nicely, you want to be using GPT-4, and then you're going to type in the prompt. So I'm just going to copy and paste the prompt that I developed, and I'm going to put links to all the prompts in the description. So copy and paste it. So the goal here is to create a presentation on the Newton's laws of motion, and the prompt that we are going to be using is, I need to create an excellent PowerPoint slide presentation on Newton's laws of motion. Please create a structured outline for a slide presentation with detailed points for each slide, include the actual laws of motion. Then give me a well-formatted PowerPoint file to download. So just click enter and let ChatGPT do its own thing. So in a few seconds, we have all the content that we need to start off with a PowerPoint presentation. And now it's giving us the actual PowerPoint file to download. That's what it's working on right now when it says analyzing. So if you quickly go through it, we ask for the actual laws of motion. So it actually put the statement of the law, and then it gives some guidance as to what else you need to put on the PowerPoint slide. So now the PowerPoint file is ready to download. So I'm just going to download the file. And let's take a look at what the file looks like. So we do have the PowerPoint slide, which is the draft that we got from ChatGPT. And we want to make it a little bit nicer. So just click on enable editing. So this part of the process will be similar regardless of whether you are getting the source material from a link or you uploading a document as well. So this part is going to be the same for the other 2 sources of your information. Now, the file that you download comes to you in a 4:3 format, but you want to maybe use the 16:9. So what we want to do is go to design, click on that, and where it says slide size, we just click on that and we change it to the widescreen 16:9, and it's done that automatically right now. So you can put in your information. Or delete it, whatever you want to do. So this is kind of basic. Now what you can do if you don't have much time is simply to click on one of the themes. So you click on this theme, for example, and already you are leveling up the presentation. And then the other thing that you could do is, as you go through each of the slides, you could make use of the designer feature here, which actually allows you to tailor each slide with some of the AI suggested formats for a particular template that you have or a theme. So for example, if you take this introductory slide about, say, Isaac Newton, you can just click on that and click on maybe this, for example, and then it kind of spruces it up a little bit, right? So you could do that for the rest of the slides, or use whatever theme or coloring thing that you need to do. But the basic information is there, and you can actually present this information if you wanted to. So let me just do a few more just to make things a little bit elegant here, and we can go through the rest of the methods. Now you could see more designs as well. So this is all about the aesthetic portion, but in terms of presentation, information is actually all already there. So within a few minutes, you quickly created that presentation. And just to see what it looks like, I'm going to do a screen share. All right, so you get the point. So the process of formatting the slides is going to be the same for the other two methods. You can do whatever you need to do to get it to the aesthetic level that you want it to be at. So now let's take a look at what it will look like if you are using information from a link. So let's say I have this link and I want to create a presentation about the information on this particular page. So I'm just using a blog post on ChatGPT from my website, but you can use whatever link you want to use. And so that's the link we're using. And once again, you want to put in your prompt. So I developed a really nice prompt. And once again, I'm going to put a link to all the prompts in the description. So we just copy the prompt and paste it. And the prompt is very similar to the previous one, but this time what it says is I need to create an excellent PowerPoint slide presentation based on the content from the following link, which is the link that you want to use as your source. And then please analyze the content and create a structured outline for a slide presentation with detailed points for each slide. Then give me a well-formatted PowerPoint file to download. So here again, I'm using GPT-4 as the model. And the reason being, as of the time of this recording, GPT 4.0 doesn't seem to interact well with the internet. I'm sure it's going to be fixed at some point in time, but as of the time of this recording, GPT-4 is really the one you want to use for this particular approach. So when I click enter, it's searching the web as we just saw, and then quickly uses all the information from there. So this content is about ChatGPT, and I made a very short video about it. You can go check it out if you're interested in how ChatGPT is really likely going to change the way we acquire information from the internet. But that's information right there. And as you can tell, it's done with the core piece of the information for the slides, and it's analyzing, which means it's creating the PowerPoint file itself so we can download it and then we can spruce it up. So as you can tell, within a few seconds, you have your PowerPoint file ready to download. So I'm going to click on it again, but I'm not going to go too much into beautifying it because the process is the same as we did for the earlier scenario. So I'm going to download the file. So just as a reminder, what you want to do is you just want to make sure this is in the 16:9. It looks a little bit more elegant. So click on design and then go to slide size, widescreen, 16:9. So it's kind of formatted now, and you can apply a theme. So there you have your presentation. It's in pretty good shape. You can go ahead and increase the font size, make some aesthetic changes to get to the level where you feel comfortable presenting this and it actually looks nice. But as you can tell, you're able to move from concept to delivery in less than a minute probably. So here's the second scenario where you're using a link to provide the information that you want to use for your presentation. So now let's take a look at when you want to use information from an uploaded document as your source for creating the PowerPoint slide. So to illustrate the scenario where you want to use an uploaded document as your source material for the PowerPoint slide, I'm going to use this particular file. So this, as you can tell, is a manuscript. And you want to make a quick presentation using this manuscript. So I'm going to upload the file to ChatGPT. And for this particular approach, you could use GPT-4 or GPT-4o. It doesn't really matter. It works really elegantly for both models. And so just to illustrate, I'm going to use GPT-4o, which is the best model for complex tasks. So let me upload that again. And now I'm going to copy and paste the prompt Now, once again, I'm going to put a link to all the prompts in the description. So here the prompt says I need to create an excellent PowerPoint slide presentation based on the content from the uploaded document. Please analyze that content and create a structured outline for a slide presentation with detailed points for each slide. Then give me a well-formatted PowerPoint file to download. So just click enter. So this is really fast, and as you can tell, it's now working on giving you the PowerPoint file to download. So from concept to presentation in a matter of seconds. So it really did an excellent job in giving me the outline. That's what I asked for. If you wanted more information on each slide, you want to put that as part of the prompt so that it will give you information for each of the slides. If you wanted more content, more text in there, I just wanted the outline. So let's download the file. And we want to change it from the 4:3 to 16:9. So we click on design, click on slide size, click on widescreen 16:9. And then we want to apply a theme. So we apply a different theme this time. Right, so I mean, you can make it as nice as you want, but that's essentially how you actually go about it. So there you have it, an excellent way to move from concept to your PowerPoint presentation in a few minutes or even sometimes seconds. So once you have your PowerPoint file downloaded, you can spruce it up and make it as nice as you want to, and it would actually save you some time. So just to recap, in this tutorial, we looked at how you can quickly create PowerPoint presentations in ChatGPT. I talked about which model you want to use for which approach, depending on your source of information. We looked at 3 scenarios. The first scenario is when you want ChatGPT itself to provide the content for your presentation. And I talked about the model you want to use for that. For that approach, you want to use GPT-4 as of the time of this recording. So the other scenario is when you want to use information from a link as your source for your presentation. Here again, you want to use GPT-4 because as of the time of this recording, GPT-4o doesn't seem to really access the internet the way it should. And then the third scenario is when you want to use information from an uploaded document as your source for the presentation. Now for that, you could use GPT-4 or GPT-4o. They both work really nicely. So I hope you found the tutorial useful. If you did, be sure to like it and share it. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And I will see you in the next video.